was contacted by Laban, and I'm still not 100% sure how to pronounce that name, but I still keep saying Laban as if it is something French. In reality, a Taiwanese company, which has been making pens for a while, and I have reviewed a number of the pens. Years ago, I had Laban pens, and I've always found this a very pleasant brand for a couple of reasons. In my mind, the pens write well. I'm yet to see a Laban that writes terribly. They are typically quite reasonably priced, especially the not super fancy ones. Some of them get a bit more expensive, but a lot of them are really fairly priced. And they're often also very pretty. Laban uses very attractive materials. So I reviewed a model a while ago. I want to say it was called the Ocean. Very pretty, nice turquoise. I reviewed the Forest, and after that there was another one which I want to say was called the Sunburst. They're all similar pens, but they have different colors. And at some point I contacted Laban and I said, I really think you should do this in red. Now I don't know, I'm sure they had this plan because it was a pretty obvious choice. But then Laban contacted me and said, we have a new pen called the Flame, do you want to review it? And I said yes, because Flame sounds, Flame is awesome, it sounds awesome. So I said sure. And then I opened the box. It was this very box. And I heard someone say, and now, young Skywalker, you will die. Because this was the very pen that they should have made all along, and here it is, beautiful. Absolutely beautiful, I love it. That red is very, very nice, and I really do enjoy it. So, this introduction made absolutely zero sense, but here we go, the Laban Flame. I'm going to cover past the pen. I will do a writing sample. I will tell you what I like and what I don't like about it. Let's get started straight away. Okay, how about the Laban Flame? So I just had to take a sip of tea there. So what do you get? You get this nice white cardboard outer sleeve, right? And then you have the box. I like this box. They've done a nice job on these. This feels like silk. Refill your soul by writing, right? Why not? You have stylized nibs here, which I like. It's a little trippy, but I like it. I was trying to open this, but of course there's a little pulley here in it. Pulling thing. Orange and blue, beautiful, classy combination, and the pen goes in there. It's not there right now because it's out. Here we have this. The skeleton. Right, okay. We have a little bookmark. I like bookmarks because I read. And we have a little booklet in it. Oh, this just flew out. My goodness. Could have taken my eye out with a perfectly round object. Now, filling instructions and all that, all very good. Nice, carefully put together. I like it. It's classy, no waste, no massive boxes, the size of a small van. I like it. So let's look at the pen. Here we have the pen, the Flame. Here we have the pen right next to a Pilot Parallel. Right? Nice, nice, good size. Let's cover the parts of the pen. So we've seen turquoise, we've seen green, we've seen orange. There are various nib options available. It is a cartridge converter filled pen, and that's pretty much it, right? So it was quite nice. I have always loved the Laban logo with the laurel leaves, or the laurel crown, and it works well in my mind with the nice stylized L. I've always found that very, very attractive. We have two gold rings there, then we have a clip. The clip is quite stiff, but it does work well. We have a center band here. The center band says Laban on one side, and on the other side, nothing. Then we have this beautiful cap material, which is fake ivory, obviously not real, fake ivory, right? And then we have that very pretty red material on the barrel, and an end cap that is the same ivory. Two more gold rings. Barrel tapers down quite nicely. Section tapers down, flares out a little bit. Same fake ivory material. Problem with that material is it can stain a bit, so wipe it down quickly when you have filled the pen with your converter in a bottle of ink. Comfortable size, I find, comfortable size, does post, right? Not very deeply though. But even unposted, comfortable size. Of course, there is cartridge converter. These are nice converters they do now with Laban on it. I think that's quite nice. Works well. Have had no issues. Okay, so there is that. What about the nib? Steel nib. It says 3952, the height of Mount Jade on Taiwan. Laban, it says Germany, and it says B for broad. The B for broad is engraved, the rest is laser engraved, and here we have a plastic feed, number 6 nib. All looks pretty good. Okay, now let's do some writing. I'm grabbing my paper. What do we have? We have the Laban Flame broad steel. Ink is Schaefer red. Oh, that's looking. Ew. That's getting messy. What's going on here? Ew, it's too much of a lie. Oh, yeah. Sorry, there was a bit of the professor coming out. Okay, let's do some writing. I have found Laban nibs to be consistently smooth. I have also found them to be consistently hard. They are very rigid nibs that will not offer you much in ways of line variation. They're fast writing. A little bit of a skip here and there. I have the feeling I caused that. But because I found this very consistent write, I have the feeling I mislined it. So I'm going to write my name really quickly, see what happens. That's not my signature, don't worry. Looks pretty good to me. Yeah, I think that was me. Okay, what about wetness? Pretty solid. What about line variation? Pretty solid, but in another way. Yeah, this is not one for line variation. As always, very, very careful. If you squeeze any nib hard enough, it will be a flex nib once. So sure, you can do that with this nib as well. I wouldn't recommend it. How about reverse writing? It is a broad nib, it is very round. Not really possible. You can do it, but as you can see, the ink flow is so light that you cannot really read the writing. I think it's a nice pen. It looks cool and it writes very pleasantly. Let's see what I like about it and what I don't like about it. Let's do that now. Okay, what do I like, what do I not like about the Laban Flame? Well, I've reviewed this kind of model before, so you can check out my reviews there and see what I thought at that point. I have not, because I don't want to sort of cross-contaminate my own mind with what I used to think about a pen. I try to give it sort of new, fair treatment every time I review something. So, what do I like about it? Well, there aren't that many things I dislike about this pen. I think it's very pretty. The red, I was waiting for it, and Laban has not disappointed. It's in my mind, a very attractive, nice, deep red. I like that. I find the pen quite comfortable. It's a nice size, not too big, not too little, quite nice. And I definitely feel the price is right. Cartridge converter pen, steel nib, but attractive material. 140 US, and that is the MSRP. Street price may be a little lower. 130 for a rollerball, but what's the point, right? So anyway, you could fountain pen, right? That's of course the way to go. I think that's not bad. Things I don't like so much. As I was looking at it, that's a lot of gold rings. Now I'm nitpicking, but for me, I could probably have done with a couple fewer. But that's really personal. One issue I had is that I really felt like I wanted to post this pen, and it's not very convenient. The pen doesn't post deeply. I have the feeling that if this would post a little bit more deeply, that would be nice to a lot of people. Also, given that it's fairly light, so you can add a little bit of weight to the pen. Now, of course, the downside is you would partly cover up that very pretty material. So maybe that was a choice Laban made to not have the pen post that deeply. In any case, I think it is I think it's a nice pen. I love it, and I also think that obviously fake, but that ivory colored material in the cap and as well as the end cap, that works very well. It's a very pretty classic material that looks really attractive. So I think it's a nice pen. Most important thing, of course, is how does it write? It writes flawlessly. What can I say? And that to me is severe bonus points, because unfortunately we live in a day and age where a lot of pens come out of the box and barely write or hardly write, which is a shame. And Laban has been very consistent in my mind in putting out pens of consistent quality that write consistently well. And that, I think, is something to be commended for in this day and age. That shouldn't have to be said, that you have to make sure that your pens write, but it is, in my mind, increasingly still becoming a problem that pens don't. So, praise! A very kind thank you to Laban for sending me this pen for review purposes. I appreciate it. I hope this was useful, and I will gladly see you later. Bye bye.